Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Purple 8 Society YouTube channel. It is the place where you get to listen to me decode the ancient mysteries and decode symbols and archetypes that are common to the ancient world, spirituality, and our everyday life experience. And this YouTube channel is also here to help us transition into more fourth dimensional thinking. So if that's the kind of conversation that you want to have, something to elevate your mind, to help you have a more conscious awakening experiences and just that deeper knowledge, this channel is for you. Stay with me to the end. I'll tell you more about my $7 a month mystery school. It is a lot of fun over there. And today we're breaking down a card that's a part of my series called Demystifying the Tarot, where I break down the tarot and decode the symbols that are on the card so that you have a chance to understand what they mean instead of falling into the hocus pocusry of it all, because tarot is not supposed to be predictive. It's supposed to be you looking at the symbols on the cards and reflecting on what your subconscious symbolic beliefs are about that particular symbol. It's a prompt to help you do your own shadow work. That's all it is. We're not conjuring up anything, predicting anything, reading anyone's minds, not controlling or manipulating anything. Okay, so my Inner Four Mystery School, $7 a month. We break all of that down. We decode all the mysteries. We decode so many ancient things, the mythologies. We decode a lot of the symbols that take us into conversations about the cosmos and the universe and ancient spiritual texts and pop culture and entertainment and politics, psychology, personal growth. All of that that we do in the Inner Four Mystery School is to help you decode the symbols that make all of that make sense. Draw parallels and see the patterns, because when you see a patterns above, as above, so below, you see those patterns happening in the personal, in the what happens in the macro is also happening in the micro. So stay to the end. You can check that out as well. And so back to this card, the High Priestess card is what we're diving into today. Now, I'm going to first describe the symbolism on a card, and then I'll be able to put it all together and synthesize it in a way that you understand what the High Priestess represents. So the High Priestess is considered the highest card in the deck because of her divine wisdom. I'm assuming that's probably why that is. So in the card, you see a woman. She looks like a very divine, angelic, ancestral type of woman. She has on this blue gown, and blue is a color that symbolizes that throat chakra. This the energy center in our body that goes up our spine. The throat chakra sits right near our spine, and it deals with what we express and communicate, and what's expressed and communicated back to us, what we hear, what we process of what is communicated to us. And so she also, on top of her head, she has this headdress that shows the cycles of the moon, the phases of the moon, the waxing moon, the waning moon, and the full moon. And so that deals with her intuition. Below her feet also, there's clouds and a moon, meaning she is someone who represents something very high. High Priestess. She's above the clouds. She's above the earthly realm. And not only does her headpiece deal with the cycles of the moon, there's a moon right below her feet in the sky that she sits. So that's dealing with intuition and emotion and feeling, our deeper mind, our subconscious mind, which is our spirit world. Our spirit world, our spirit realm is the subconscious realm. That's why you hear like the fairy realm and the dream realm are all interconnected. All of that is dealing with the subconscious. They say you can only enter the fairy realm through sleep. That is the subconscious mind, which the moon tends to symbolize. Across her neck is a cross, not like a cross where the story of Jesus where he was crucified in the Bible, not that kind of cross, not like the lowercase t, but a cross that's an actual intersection that sits on her neck. And that represents the crisscross, the intersection of the two worlds. She sits at the intersection of those two worlds, of the physical realm and of the spiritual realm, or of the higher mental realm or the subconscious realm. She sits between those two places. She's also holding a Torah in her hand, which is it's a scroll of the Torah, which is supposed to be indicative of having spiritual knowledge of the ancient texts, wisdom and understanding of those texts. And her color of blue that she has on again is her knowledge that she can express and explain about the Torah. On both sides of her, well, behind her, there. Let me start there first. There's like a I guess you could call it like a veil or a backdrop of pomegranates. And pomegranates are considered to be like they have a lot of seeds in them. So on one hand, they're considered to be symbols that represent like fertility, life, abundance, the whole thing. But it also represents wisdom and higher spiritual knowledge, just like her. And then on either sides of her, there's these two pillars, and it's like it's a reminder of Solomon's temple, because it's the same two pillars that sat in front of his temple as it was described in the Bible. One is black, one is white. The black one has a B on it for Boaz. The white one has a J on it for Joaquin. And it represents the J stands for, let me go back because I looked that up, what the Boaz and Joaquin words meant. One means in him it is established. So Boaz means in him, and on the right it means it established. But her sitting in the middle of these two pillars is just representing the fact that she sits between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So from a archetypal position, we're looking at any kind of spiritual figure, whether that be a being that's on the other side, like an ancestor or an angel, some kind of entity like that. Or it could be someone who's living in the physical, who may be a shaman or a priest, someone who's pure-hearted, a shaman or a priest or a priestess like this one, a high priestess, or, someone who meditates, or someone who has a spiritual practice that they participate in, someone with a strong psychic ability that they're consistently active and continue to exercise and use. So it just has to do with the sitting in that midway point between what is in the spiritual and in the physical from a conceptual level. So from a personal level, based on not like looking at it as an archetype figure, but looking at it as a concept, we're talking about our activity, our consistency, our discipline with our spiritual practice, because it's like a muscle. The pineal gland, higher mind, meditation, that whole thing, the mind, the visualization system, these are muscles that we have to work out, subtle muscles. We have the muscles inside of in the head and the skull that deal with the brain. But then we also have spiritual muscles, which comes with practice. You have to be practicing at meditation. Whatever your spiritual practice is something that you have to practice doing, because we're not really trained on that here in the world. Most of the world has been programmed by religion, which teaches the laws and the rules. And we need laws and rules so that we can function effectively as a community and society. But organized religion doesn't really teach spirituality. And so when you get into actually studying spirituality and you have your spiritual wake-up call, that's when you begin practicing your high arts, whatever that gift is or skill is, to help you develop a stronger sense of intuition, a stronger sense of pattern recognition, the answers, be able to draw down the answers that you need, be able to know how to respond, what to say, know how to maintain your calm and cool, teach you how to manifest, to create abundance, that whole thing. That takes time and that takes practice. Anyone can follow a law. Everyone is not adept at the high spiritual arts. And the High Priestess card is like a reminder. Let's participate in that. We need to make sure that we maintain the higher knowledge. We need knowledge of the physical world and how to respond and how to behave down here individually and collectively with the society and the larger group. But we also have to know how to go into our inner sanctum. We have to know how to go into our inner dark place, which is once we close our eyes and go into the dark, focus our attention in the center of our brain where the pineal gland is, and practice visualizing and just learn how to work that muscle out. Just whatever you got to do, work that muscle out. The High Priestess is a reminder to do that. And so that is our explanation of the High Priestess card in the Demystifying the Tarot playlist series. And I did say I would tell you more about my $7 a month mystery school. It's a lot of fun. It's over on Substack, and it's called the Inner Forward Mystery School. And that's where I do all of my decoding. We're breaking down the tarot, ancient symbols. We're breaking down ancient archetypes. We're breaking down literature and stories. We're breaking down the spiritual texts. We're breaking down the patterns. We're looking at all these symbolic things And we're looking at how they relate to our world, our personal life, our mental health, our psychology, how they relate to our relationships and situations, how they relate to pop culture, entertainment, and politics and community and society, how they relate to the larger world, how they relate to astrology. We're breaking down and decoding all of that in the Inner Four Mystery School. It drops every Sunday night on Substack. We also have a book club because we do believe, and we don't just decode to decode, we decode to become better people, and reading helps us to do that. We learn the concepts of that the masters have put out there, and the book that we're reading now is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Because like I say, the Inner Forward is about detaching from being our ego's bitch and becoming and making the ego our bitch. We need to take control over the ego, so personal development is the way to do that. I've also started incorporating, just this past Sunday, a handful, 5 profound questions based on the episode, because shadow work is the process of doing the work. We don't want to just listen to the mystery school, listen to the breakdowns and decode and just be entertained or learn something. We want to take it and actually apply it to our world. And the questions are designed to help us go within the shadow, apply the questions, heal, grow, become better people, slowly but surely doing our own work. So if you're interested in more information on the Inner Four Mystery School, you can go over to Substack and you can listen to an episode for free. I suggest you listen to either Sunday's episode, or there's a Michael Jackson episode that was just really, really, it was a fun episode to do that I did about a month ago after we saw the Michael Jackson movie. But anyone that you want to listen to on there, I'm at episode 28 since I've moved over to Substack. This is great episodes to read, so check that out. And my description box and my bio will have the link to that. Click on that, listen to an episode for free. Make sure to subscribe to the Purple 8 Society channel and share this video with someone who you think could use this information. Someone learning to use the tarot, or wanting to demystify it, or just wanting to understand some mysteries and decode them. This is the playlist for that. You all have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.